My name is Michael Lawwell. I am the son of James Lawwell, the man in the reports of being taken out of state and ultimately murdered 25 years ago by Peter Pecan, a high-class businessman and owner of one of the largest RV companies in the world, passed down from his father, Richard Pecan. The judge ruled that my father died of a heart condition, but me, as well as my mother, we knew better. Peter Pecan got away with murdering my father. That's why I created a fake online blog in hopes of landing an interview with Peter Pecan and finally getting the real story. We'll see how this goes.
You still working on that interview?
Yeah, still working on it. What?
You're wasting your time.
I don't think I am. I think if I just got to talking with him...
I love you, but nobody cares what you think. He paid off all the right people. It's done.
If you think that he murdered Dad, then why should we give in to that story that they're telling us?
Because he's gonna have you killed, sweetie. He's a scumbag with a rich father that bails him out. He's an irresponsible, egotistical maniac that took your father away from us. He took him out of state. He had him murdered. And then he gets off the hook. How many times do I have to tell you that before you get it? I'll tell you another thing, Michael. If you get this interview somehow, some way, with your fake website and your fake cameras and your fake name, anytime he mentions heart problem, just assume he's lying.
What if it was a heart problem, though?
Don't you call me a liar. I lived with your father for 2 years before that scumbag took him away from us. He didn't say anything, ever, about a goddamn heart problem. He wouldn't keep that from me. And I'll tell you something else. The next time you want to call me a liar, don't. Because I work too goddamn hard for this shit.
What are you doing out here?
Can you please get in the car?
Yeah, okay. What's going on?
What do you think of the interview?
Is that still on your mind?
Yes, it is.
Well, I think you're in way over your head. I mean, Peter is a pretty powerful man, and if you say something wrong, who knows what will happen.
I haven't gotten the interview yet.
And that's fine. If you never get it, don't beat yourself up for it.
But my mom knows he's out there, and he's drinking champagne and banging women, and I just want him to know how much he took from me.
They proved he had a heart problem.
My mom said that my dad never mentioned anything like that before he and Peter went away.
Then, Michael, if you see a bump in the story, you owe it to yourself to look into it. Just don't beat yourself up for it if it never comes out.
Oh, it will come out.
Not always. Look, why don't you come up for the night?
I think I'm gonna go.
keep going, Michael.
Hello?
Hello, calling for the owner of TVN News. Calling a request to interview our client, Peter Pecan.
Hi, yes. Yes, that's correct.
We'd like to confirm an interview with Peter in approximately 2 days at 6 p.m. Please check in at 5:30 on Thursday.
Wonderful.
Get you any additional information via email.
That sounds great.
Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again.
Wonderful. Thank you. See you then. Woo! Mom, I did it. I finally got it.
Oh, way to go, son. What's gonna happen when they find out you're not a reporter?
I'll figure it out, Mom. I thought you'd want to know.
Oh, I guess I'm happy for you. Can't say I'm real thrilled. Best of luck to you, son.
One other question, Mom?
Hmm.
Could I borrow a few $100s for a camera?
Oh, that's my boy. Always asking for $1. Hey, Mikey. Tell Peter he's a sack of shit for me, all right?
Brother, what makes you think I have this kind of money?
I'll pay you back. Okay? I got an interview with him, and I think if I play it just right, I can get him to say what really happened.
Why do you want to do this interview? You don't even have a camera. You overthink everything, man. My dad's gone. You don't see me interviewing anybody, because when people do me wrong, you know what I do. I fuck them up. And if they don't like it, I fuck them up again and again. Till they like that shit.
I just need 300. Max. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, listen, little bro. I've supported you from day one. I got the money. I got $1,700 in my pocket right now. I got $8,400 in the bank. It's just the principle. You need to learn to fuck them up. You need to learn to be tough and fuck them up. Not do a stupid ass interview.
I can't. Not this one. I have to do this interview. I need the truth. I'm tired of people lying to me and holding me from the truth about what really happened to my father.
Homie!
I need this.
Homie!
I'm gonna give you some money to get some fucking weapons. Not no damn camera.
Hey! Ringo!
I just need 300.
Hey!
The fuck you want?
Jennifer's inside.
Rob. Rob. I just need 300. Because I'm gonna do this my way.
Let's get this started, shall we?
Thank you for doing this. I'd like to talk with you about your travels across the United States of America with James Lowell. The real story, please, from Peter Pecan.
Splendid. This has to be short, I don't have much time, but if you're ready, the first night was quite the ordeal. It was a bit brisk outside with a bit of wind chill from the north.
More like how you got to the first night. And
This is the beginning. First night was a pain in the ass.
have you talk about more like how you got to the first night. And let's have you state your name.
I'm not spelling it for you. Google it. I'm Peter Pecan. Yes, like the pie. I traveled across this great country of the USA in hopes of entering my name into the history books. Little did I know at the time that I set out on this journey that everyone would have little pocket devices that would wind up destroying the history books. Fuck me, right? One day I was sitting in a park with James, and I said, James, how would you like to be in the history books and see California? He replied with, can I use the restroom first? And he was off. How's everything so far?
Everything's good. Let's keep it going.
Upon his return, he was in. I hadn't told him what we were doing yet, but he was a daredevil, that James. And he always wanted to see California. I proceeded to tell him, James, we're gonna travel across the US of A on foot in a tent. He told me we needed snacks. I comforted his demands and said, yes, James, snacks. He never questioned my dreams of wanting to put our names in the history books. I really admire him for that, for not questioning it. He was my best friend all the way from kindergarten to high school. We set out on this journey shortly after we both got out, but I wasn't sure if he wanted to go. He was in a 2-year relationship with his babe, Christine. He was getting heavily involved with her, and he expressed marrying her several times throughout the trip. Unfortunately, James is dead now. I just thought you viewers would like to know that before we continue.
Peter, we kind of want to keep that part of the story at the end, just for somewhat of a tearjerker.
Oh, that James was a jerker for sure. I spent weeks with that little shit in the tent. Every goddamn night. Carrying on. First night was a bit cold with a bit of wind. And I remember staying up most of the night. Not because James was coughing. Christ, James coughed all the time. But more so from the traffic outside. You see, we set our tent up on the side of a very busy highway. And that was the last time we were gonna do something like that. One drunken idiot or a trucker that dozed off at the wheel or some drunken sorority girl driving around in her daddy's Mercedes would have been the death of James and I. Other than that, things went well. Except for that fucking train. Second night, we were on the border of North and South Carolina in somewhat of a forest. You know, at that point in my life, that was probably one of the most beautiful things I had ever seen. I've never seen anything so green and lush like we saw in those forests in North and South Carolina. But it was also the first time I told myself that this trip was worth it. Man, was I wrong. That night we had beans and chicken, and James almost died sooner than he did. His ass was a raging bull. He indeed slept outside the tent that night, for I wasn't gonna put up with another, oh, sorry, it's the beans. If you can't handle your protein, James, don't eat the beans. Other than that, I slept well.
Well, this is quite the journey, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. James? What's your favorite color?
Brown.
James, it's a very gross color. I must ask why.
I don't know. It's like a mix of all the colors, but it's not quite black. You know, not quite far enough gone.
Never thought of it that way. That's so deep. Let's get some progress tomorrow, shall we?
Yep.
We're making great progress, don't you agree?
Yep.
Keep up the good work, we'll be there in no time. Been a great few weeks. We've already gone past a couple of states. Proud of us, James. We're really doing it.
Okay, hottest celebrity.
Oh, it's the, that skirt lady from that one picture. It's a famous picture.
I don't know, man. There are a lot of those.
She's like got a white dress, blonde, young woman, like over like a manhole sewer looking thing.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Favorite food?
No, back to that other question. Who is she?
Well, whatever, man. Moving on. What is the best food in the world?
Why am I forgetting this?
I have no idea. Best food in the world. Go.
Okay, moving on. It's gotta be sushi, hands down.
Sushi? Why?
Because it's exciting.
I don't get excited when somebody says, let's go get sushi.
Well, that's because you're special, James. I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Sure.
Favorite kind of coffee drink?
I don't know. I'm not a big coffee drinker.
Hold on. What do you mean you don't drink coffee?
I don't know, man. It tastes like dirty water to me.
Never had like a white chocolate mocha, latte, anything?
I can't say that I have. I prefer tea.
We are getting you a sugary ass coffee drink before this trip is over.
All right, well, let's go then.
Okay,
Oh.
let's go.
Okay, Peter, let's jump forward a little bit and talk about crossing the Mississippi River.
Oh man, talk about a day. So, we got there about midday, and I specifically remember being a Thursday. And we decided that we were gonna cross the mighty Mississippi the very next day, after a full night's rest. So, climbed into our tent and rested till morning.
Thanks for the invite.
Don't thank me, thank yourself. We're gonna be in the history books, remember? Hey, James? I gotta ask you, don't feel like you have to answer right away, or at all, but why'd you come with me? I mean, you have a job, which you probably got fired from by now, so you don't have that anymore. You have an amazing girlfriend, left high school top of your class, you never drank coffee in your entire life, and you've somehow been able to enjoy it up to that point. James Lowell, I have two questions. How do you do it, and can you teach me?
Can I ask you the same questions?
Well, I've always been living in the shadow of my father. He bails me out of everything he sees fit. Gives me money I don't need. Pretty much nothing without him. I mean, I got nothing going for me besides this. But after this, people are gonna know me for the person I was. Be strong, independent, pretty awesome. We'll be known for traveling this whole country in a tent. Must be out of our minds.
Peter, before we left, did you bother to check to see if anybody had done this before us?
Of course. Of course I did. What are you talking about? Go to bed. Go away.
That was my bad. Anyway, so we got up in the morning and we looked at each other and said, how are we gonna cross this insanely large river? We looked around, and we saw a canoe on a car. James looked at me and said, what about a boat? I looked at him, and said,
You guys stole someone's boat?
we sure did.
Did you guys ever return the boat?
No, of course not.
Did either of you feel bad about that?
Personally? No. James, though? Yeah.
Hey, James.
Huh.
What do you say we call this a resting day, huh?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Why do you always have that cough?
It's just allergies.
Resting day turned into we almost might die day. You see, a storm rolled in for the next 2-ish hours. Let's just say it was pretty gnarly.
James, we might die. And knowing that, I would love to know your opinion of music.
What kind?
I said I would love to know your opinion of music.
What kind?
What kind do you like?
Jazz.
Jazz is nice. What do you say we go see some jazz after this trip? Wonderful. A nice tall sugary coffee drink to go with it, huh? The storm came out of nowhere, didn't it? Good thing I bought the tent that could withstand these intense storms. Well, at least we didn't go with the tent when it blew away. James, what do you say we head home?
No, we're not going home. We're gonna keep going.
You don't look good,
Sorry.
man.
Sorry.
You don't look good. I mean, we'll just head home, we'll hitch a ride, call it a trip, you know?
We're halfway there. I don't know why, but
James, you should just call it quits right here.
no. We are not quitting, man. I'm dying.
Yeah, I get it. We're all dying, but I mean, you literally don't look good. I mean,
Peter. So, man, before we left, I went in to see the doctor about the cough, and I apparently got this heart condition, and it'll skip beats all the time, and I guess it could just give out at any minute. And the doctor said that I probably didn't have much longer. He wanted to get me in for a surgery and everything, but I don't know. You went on this trip because you wanted people to remember your name, and but I went on this trip because this is my journey to heaven, man, and it's with my best friend.
Now that's a bitch. Now I have to worry about my best friend randomly dropping dead. We continued per his request. To kind of lighten things up, we went and picked up a new tent. Now it had the same structure. So we made our way into Utah, the land of polygamy. The next morning, I was expecting to wake up next to my friend dead. But to my surprise, the little bastard was still alive. I was deeply happy. We were staying next to a coffee house, about a mile or so away. And I told James I was gonna go get coffee and that he would drink it in front of me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Upon my return, just before getting to the tent, something told me to stop. My best friend was dead inside that tent, and I asked him to stay in. Self-shove me? No. He had plenty of opportunity to turn around. and walked back home. James didn't want to hurt his family with the news of his pending death. He put it on me to tell his family. Now his family, his girlfriend, half the United States hate me. I just wish he had stayed alive to drink that white chocolate mocha I bought him.
Peter, we can stop if you like. We are past 30 minutes.
No, of course not. We have to finish the interview.
Absolutely. Now, if you don't mind my asking, what did you do with James's body?
You know this, son. I did everything I could to get him to where he needed to be. Push, drag, carry, pull, whatever I had to do to get him to California. That's where all the backlash comes from. Everybody thinks I murdered my best friend. If I killed him, why wouldn't I have just left him in Utah, huh? No way. Have you seen California?
Hold. Let me get this straight, Peter. So, you hauled James's body all the way to California? The news said that you were found with his body. They never released that.
They also said I kidnapped him and murdered him. The news, 95% wrong, 4% made up, and the other 1% is just there for fluff to make you feel good. Fuck them.
What was the last day like?
We finally reached the California state line, and I was over the moon. James was happy too, even though he didn't show it. The cops found us and took him away. I never got to say my goodbyes. Anyways, they had taken me in for questioning. You know, why are you carrying a body across state lines? So on and so on. After a few background checks and phone calls, they let me go. And the media was outraged, and like so. All that mattered was that James made it. Looks like time's up.
Well, thank you.
He was truly an amazing person, that's all I have to say.
I want to thank you for coming in and doing this interview.
It was truly an honor. Thank you for doing this. What was your name again?
My name is Michael.
Michael?
Michael Lowell.
Did you say Lowell?
That's correct, Peter. I did. It's nice to meet you.
Is Christine your mother?
Yes.
Are you James's son? Michael, your father was my best friend.
For so long, people have been telling me that you're the reason he was killed.
I wish I had died.
After this whole interview, after finally meeting you face to face, you didn't kill my father.
I just want you to know, listen, I want you to know whatever you want to know about your father, anything at all. You come to me, you call me.
And now that I finally know that, I can move on.
I loved your father. I'll tell you anything about your father, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for believing me.
What do you got there?
Oh, it's nothing.
Dear Michael, I know you may think I killed your father, and you can think that if you want, but please know it's not true. In fact, I miss him just as much as you do. I owe James more than you know, and since he's not here, I want to give his son what he deserves. Within this letter is a check for $25 million that I want you to have. If you do not cash it within 5 days, I will have had it transferred to your account. If I had known your mother had a son, those bonus checks that she's getting would have been a whole lot more. I wish you the best. Hopefully we can get together someday, and I can tell you more about who your father was. All the best, Peter.